It's been a while since I've done some updates or any updates at all. I think the last thing I did was some credit stacking stuff and quickly realized that I don't feel comfortable talking about that because I'm still learning and I'm really relying heavily on other people. This mic thing looks really weird, but whatever. I don't like this thing. But yeah, like, people have different experiences and different ways of doing things. And so what I've noticed is if I try to put out information that I've been given, someone else will tell me why it's incorrect or whatever it is. I mean, I think one of the things that I wrote was Chase was reducing the amount of credit that people are getting, but I was told that that's not true. Um, but it's just different experiences and the way different people do things. So that's one thing I'm probably not going to talk about until I actually go through the process or if I become an expert, which is another topic. So, at least on the credit stacking, I have been working with a group to move the. I don't know if I explained this, but I have credit card limits, or credit cards that are tied to my social security number, which is fine. But if they carry balances because I use them for lending, it hurts my FICO, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I've avoided using them. I have someone who's helping me move all of that credit over to business, and we're supposed to be doing our first round tonight. So we'll talk about that process, but really have decided not to try to do this on my own and work with experts. The first one is going to be moving old credit, all that credit to new, and then I'm going to put it into safe loans with my partner in Atlanta because it's nice and easy, and I still make money. So that's the credit stacking side. On the infinite banking side, I've been doing a ton of research and just talking to different people. And just like with credit stacking, everyone has their own experience, or not experience, but there's a lot of little details that some people know, some people don't. So I've been focused on talking to people that have been doing this for decades so that I know that I'm at least talking to someone who has seen a decent amount of scenarios versus people that are newer. But that's not something that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to open up until probably late this year. But the goal is I have this overall master plan, right? So the credit stacking stuff is going to be for the short term where I get access to other people's money, institutional money, and then put that into loans. And then as I build up as I make money from the lending, the plan is to take that money and then use that to fund life insurance. And then 5 years from now, when I really get to see the power of life insurance, I can use the life insurance to then be my source of cash to do the loans. So anyways, back to the infinite banking stuff. Trying to figure out which is the best route to go, whether that's whole life, index universal life, or variable universal life. Still, having conversations. It sounds like the index universal life is the way to go, but people have their different opinions. I've heard people say whole life is terrible. I've heard people say IULs are terrible. Index universal life, also known as IULs, are terrible. Just trying to cut through all of that. So again, talking to experts, people that have been in this industry for decades. Same thing on the credit stacking side. And then on the lending piece, I have kind of slowed down the way that I'm doing things. It used to be a ton of just outreach and cold building relationships with a lot of people, new people. I've kind of scaled that back and have focused more on quality over quantity. So now it's all about just getting to know people, putting out more content, stuff like this, because when I just do this, have a conversation with my computer or now my phone, it's kind of weird, and I feel like I'm just talking to myself for myself to entertain myself. But I've had handful of people say that they've been watching these videos, so it's very encouraging, and thank you for watching. But where was I going with this? Really just focus more on higher quality conversations and just networking, not so much pushing people through the funnel like I was the past couple of months, I guess starting in June and July, but really just getting to know people, building these relationships, and really focusing on sending introductions. So that's a big thing that I've been working on is finding ways to just introduce people to other people that they need. An example is a buddy of mine does AI locally, and someone that I had spoke to said that they needed help with building an AI tool. So just sending an introduction, hoping to bring them, each of them, value by just having them meet each other, things like that. And the goal has been to send 1,000 introductions. I'm still working on trying to track that, and I am tracking that with the help of my VA. But yeah, that has really been the goal, just to bring value to others. On another front, I guess, I've been given this really cool opportunity to white label an external service to open up self-directed IRAs and solo 401ks, as well as the Rob's retirement account. So I've been doing a ton of digging, and one thing that I've learned over the past 2 months is that, actually just 3 weeks ago, is that ChatGPT will hallucinate, meaning even if it doesn't have the answer, it'll just make up an answer. So I've been downloading all the IRS publications about retirement accounts, and then I'm going to load that into a GPT or a RAG system. I don't even know what it stands for, but it's just basically it's going to take all the data that I give it, and if it doesn't have the answer or it's not in the data or whatever the uploads that I've given it, it's not going to give an answer. So I plan to do that, and then I've also been building user guides, master guides about solo 401ks, self-directed IRAs, and comparison charts too, so that people can go through the table and just easily see, oh, well, this meets my needs, or and everything. So trying to find ways to give people information without having me record myself in things like this, because I don't want to. I just want to document. I mean, it's just it's just the easiest way for me to put content, is just a document. So it's like diary. It's like Dear Diary stuff. Anyways, so yeah, let's see what else. I think that's everything that I've been working on. I sold another house. Another one's on the market. Another one is under contract. And yeah, excited to get rid of all of my single family homes. I never thought that it would be like that. Oh, the last thing is, back in January, I went to this Jetson Capital event, really cool event. I think I've mentioned it in the past, but got to meet this father-daughter duo who is building. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about that. Never mind. When that gets up and running, then I'll talk about it. But for now, thank you again for watching. It's been a while since I've done one of these things, and I'm gonna do it more regularly just because I should get used to it. Oh, the last thing. I had a podcast. Stopped doing the podcast, and am looking for. And I'm going to figure out how I want to start that back up again. But that's just another way that I can hopefully bring people value. Thanks for watching the ramblings, and I'll do another update tomorrow.